Be. But you know what? Today is not as hot as what we saw yesterday. The humidity, at least, not quite as bad either. Right now, we're at 87. Your current temp here in the Twin Cities feels like 88. That dew point's here in the mid 60s. Temps are in the 70s to the 80s, depending upon where you are. 70s further up to the north, Bemidji, 75, 83 in St. Cloud, western Wisconsin, just about in the mid 80s. We got rid of that rain that we had earlier today. Also got rid of a lot of the cloud cover, but the heat is still hanging around. We still have a heat advisory in place in the counties here in the metro region. You can see feels like 95 to 100, and then even a 100 to 105 further off to the southwest, where we have the extreme heat warning that is in place going until 9 p.m. coming up here today. So still have to take those heat safety precautions. Notice our dew points are down maybe a little bit compared to yesterday. It was really bad. We're still down into the 60s, but still very humid, and that's a trend that we'll continue with our heat index today topping out at about 95 this afternoon. Now tomorrow we take that temp down, but we bring in the storm chances. Actually 2 rounds coming up. I'll show you that in just a bit. To what we saw yesterday with the humidity down at least a little bit. I mean, yesterday it was tough. It was that thick air, right? Today it's not quite as bad, but we're still under the heat advisory. We still have to take those heat safety precautions, and it will stay hot. It'll stay warm overnight, which just compounds the issue, and we'll have to deal with this as we go throughout the week. Now today I do think is our best shot at staying dry. If you are hoping to not have to deal with the thunderstorm activity, tomorrow's a different story though. Temps drop back to the 80s for our highs as we head into the weekend. So it's slightly lower with those temps, but we are still looking at the humidity that will be in place. And again, we also have those storm chances that stick around too. Forecast high this afternoon, another hot one of 91. Normally we're at 83. 90s your highs from the metro off to the south, 80s further up to the north. With temps tonight still very warm. 70s in the metro, 73 your forecast, low 60s further up to the north. And then by tomorrow, high temp coming into the upper 80s this time, 87. We have the clouds in place. We have rain chances, multiple rain chances tomorrow, so that does take our high temp down at least a little bit. That being said, still add some degrees to that. I'd say your feels like temp tomorrow will still be into the 90s because of that humidity that'll still be around. All right, so here's your next future radar. I want to mention, again, most of us dry and missing out on the thunderstorm activity, but western Wisconsin, an isolated storm chance. We're just not going to completely rule out this evening. Most of us will miss out on this. Then as we head into tomorrow we have a thunderstorm chance really in the morning, and again the potential for more to fire up as we head into the afternoon. So tomorrow morning, depending upon where you are, if you're metro south, you could have to deal with some thunderstorms for your morning commute. We keep with storms in the forecast for the morning, and then we'll watch for the potential of more thunderstorms to redevelop as we head into the afternoon and the evening hours coming up here tomorrow as we head into tomorrow night. So kind of a couple of time frames that we're watching. Any of those storms that do develop could reach the severe levels. We just have enough energy in the atmosphere with this type of atmospheric pattern that could lead to some strong severe storms that do pop up. 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe storms, including the metro to the south coming up here tomorrow. Hail, damaging winds, main threats, but we'll watch for all modes of severe weather. And then also 1 out of 5 severe weather threat here for Thursday. It's an early look, but since Saturday's a day that a lot of people get outside, celebrate 4th of July. We'll look at temps starting in the morning in the 70s. It'll probably still be humid for your Saturday. Noon, we're around 81, but your feels like temp gets into the mid 80s by this time. And then as we head into 9 p.m., your sunset is 9:03 Saturday. We're back to 79, and we're not going to guarantee it's going to be a dry holiday. So we do have that potential for storms still in the forecast once we